Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Prepositions. Now, this is part 11. We have been revising prepositions in all these sessions with some additional points. Well, we are doing a series of one prepositions, many uses, because we know well that one preposition can have various uses at various places. So, in this session, we are going to discuss prepositions with, well, we have already discussed this preposition in our earlier session. We are going to discuss some sentences in which with is necessary, or you can say there are some verbs or adjectives which are followed by preposition with. So, in this session, we are going to discuss with all those adjectives and verbs. So, first of all, let us discuss the definition of with. The preposition with, so let me take this pen. The preposition with is a versatile word in the English language that serves several functions, including indicating, association, accompaniment, means, manner, and more. So, we discussed preposition with in our last session as well. But in this session, what we are going to do, especially, we are going to read some verbs and adjectives which are always followed by preposition with. So, let us begin this topic. So, first of all, we have acquaintance. Acquaintance means when someone is known to us or we know something about someone or something. So, the examples of it are: I have a good acquaintance with the history of our town, having lived here all my life. So, acquaintance with means I know something about about the history of this town. John's acquaintance with foreign language, it means as John know many things about foreign languages, made him an ideal candidate for the international business position. So, with the word acquaintance, we can use the preposition with, which indicates that John's acquaintance with foreign languages made him an ideal candidate. It means because he know many foreign languages, he is a suitable employment or the most suitable employment for this position. Now let us move to the next one. We have a word comparison. Now let us take a word compare from this. So compare is a verb that we know well. Now what happens with this word compare? We can have two prepositions. Either we have to as a preposition followed by it, and we can have with as a preposition following the word compare. Now compare, when we check the similarities between the two things, or when we check the you can say different things about the two things or between the two things. So whenever we can compare between the two things, like we can compare between the two things which are of the same category, and we can also compare the two things which are not of the same category. So what happened if we compare two things and they both are of same category? We use with. And if they both are of different categories, so we use to. So different category, in case of different categories, we use to. And in it is CATE. Let me check this, TEGORY. So if it has different category, we use compare to. Now let us take some sentences. Let's compare the specifications of these two smartphones to see which one offers better performance. Now here we have, let's compare the specifications of these two smartphones to see which one offers better performance. So we can also use the sentence like, let's compare the specifications of this phone with another one. So we can also write this sentence like this. Though the given sentence is absolutely correct, but if I have to use compare with, I can write the sentence as this phone with another one, to see which one offers better performance. So in this case, we are using compare with because we are comparing both the smartphones with each other. In a direct comparison with last year's sales figures. Now we are comparing with the last one sales figure. So we are comparing both the sales figure of respective or you can say of consecutive years. So this quarter has shown significant improvement, or quarter you can say we are comparing the sales figure of the two quarters. So uh, we are doing the comparison between the two things which are of same category or which belong to same category. Now let us move further. We have a word quarrel. Now what happened whenever we have a word quarrel? Quarrel means to fight. Now, I don't want to quarrel with my best friend. Quarrel with means that there are two persons. One person is I and another person is best friend. So these are two persons which are quarreling among each other. Sorry, quarreling with each other. So quarrel with my best friend over such a trivial matter. So we can use quarrel with. She tends to quarrel with her co-workers. It means when we are showing that two persons are there and they both are quarreling, so we can use quarrel with. Now, quarrel can be used in case of verb. It can be used as a noun as well. Now, let us move to the next one. Partnership. If there is a word partnership, we can use with it. How? The company announced a new partnership with a leading technology firm to develop innovative products. Now, what are the two things? First, this company and another company, or you can say technology firm. So both of these are going to collaborate with each other. So we can use partnership with. So there are two things and they are combining and they are doing partnership. It means they are coming in partnership. So we can use partnership with. Now, partnership can be used as a noun as well, but there we do not use preposition with it. The athlete signed a sponsorship agreement making a partnership with a major sports brand. Now, partnership with, it means there are two people. One is athlete and another one is major sports brand. So they are just making a collaboration. So we can use partnership with because they are associating the two things. Now let us move further. Another word we have relationship. So we can also use relationship with. How? She has a very close relationship with her grandmother. So she and her grandmother, they are closely related with each other. It means they maybe they have a special bond with each other. So that is called relationship with, who raised her from a young age. The author has a complex relationship with her hometown. So the author has a complex relationship. We are talking about a relationship that her relationship with her hometown is not good, or it is complex, which often appears in her novels. So it is somewhere like with mixed feelings. So we can see, or it can be depicted from her novels. So here we are showing the relationship now between both of them, like the author and her town. So we can use relationship with. Now let us move to the next one. We have another word that is agree. Now again, if there is a word agree, we can it can be followed by two prepositions. One is to and another is with. Now whenever we use agree to, it means we are using infinitive. So after to we have verb first form. Now agree with, after this agree with is used. If I'm using agree to, it means I'm showing an action. But agree with is used in case when we agree with a person, or when we show our consent with the person. We use agree with. How? Let us see two examples of it. I agree with your proposal to implement a new project management system. So I agree. I'm agree with. So I agree with what? Your proposal. So I'm agreeing with something. The committee members could not agree with one another. So the committee members are there, they are not agree with one another. It means they are not showing their consent to one another, because they may be possible that they do not like idea of one another. So on the budget allocation, it means they all have different opinions. So we can use agree with just to show the consent of one and the other person, or one with the another person. Now let us move to the next one. That is differ. Now there is a word that is different, and with the word different we definitely use a preposition that is from. But differ, whenever we have a word differ, how do we use it? They differ with their parents on many social cultural issues. It means they and their parents, they don't have a similar ideology, or they may be possible they both are different in you can say their opinions. So because they differ with each other, so we can use they differ with their parents on many social and cultural issues. I differ with my colleague on this approach. So whenever we use differ with, so we can show the particular matter on which we do not differ with each other, that is we can show with the preposition on. Now let us move to the next one. Compete. Now compete means to be in competition with someone. So compete with means when we do competition with someone. Now for example, local businesses often find it challenging to compete with large multinational corporations. So whenever we have local business, we find it difficult to challenge large multinational corporations. So compete with is that we are not able to compete with the large multinational corporations if we have local business. Our company aims to compete with industry leaders by offering innovative products and services. So, our company aims to compete with. It means these two persons are competing with each other, or they are going to compete with each other. So, compete with means to just to come in competition with one another or each other. Now, let us move further. We have another verb or adjective, that is associate. So, this is a verb. She chooses to associate with people who share her values and interests. So, associate means to be with, or to get linked to get attached to get affixed to, or you can say to mix up. So, we can use associate to relate. The company's reputation is at risk if it continues to associate with unethical suppliers. It means if the company does not, or if the company does not stop involving unethical suppliers, or associating with unethical suppliers, its reputation is going to be ruined. So here the company's reputation is at risk if it continues to associate with means to relate with, or to keep them in touch. What that is unethical suppliers. If the company's if the company uh, keep the unethical suppliers in touch. Now let us move to the next one. We have another word, that is deal. Now we can use deal with. Now deal with means to control a thing in that manner, or to deal with means to just how you tackle that. So tackle with, you can say deal with means tackle with. As a detective, he is trained to deal with various types of criminal cases. Deal with here means tackle. So he is able to tackle various types of criminal cases. The manager needs to deal with the customer's complaint about the faulty product. To deal with means your deal with again means tackle. That the manager needs to deal with means to just hear about the complaints, to just make them satisfied. It means he has to tackle with the difficulties or the complaints of the faulty product. So he has to tackle all of that. Now let us move to the next one. Now, comply means to do work according to them. To do work accordingly, or according to them. So now let us see the sentences. All employees are required to comply with the company's code of conduct. It means all the employees, they have to comply. It means they have to follow the company's code of conduct. It is essential to comply with traffic laws to ensure road safety. Comply with means to follow the rules of road safety. That is important for everyone, to comply with or to do work according to them. So this is how we use comply with. Now let us move to the next one. We have a word angry. Now again, a verb angry, we can have various prepositions with it. We can use various prepositions, like we can use angry to, angry with, and angry at. Now angry to is not used. Basically, angry on is used. So we can use angry on. Suppose angry on this matter. Angry with relates to a person. If we are angry with a person, we can use angry with. And if we are angry at a particular thing or action or thing, we use angry at. Now she was angry with her brother. So she is angry with her brother. Brother is also a person. She is also a person, as he did not meet her on Diwali. So she was angry with her brother. The customer was angry with the restaurant staff due to the slow service. So we can use angry too. Now let us move to the next one. Annoyed. Again, annoyed means the same, that is angry. To be angry. So both are synonyms, and we can use annoyed at, annoyed with. So again, annoyed with is used when we are angry with a person. So she was annoyed with her colleague for repeatedly interrupting her during the meeting. So this is the manner we can use annoyed with. He became annoyed with his sister for her carelessness. So again, we have annoyed with. Now, these verbs and these prepositions are very, very important when we are converting a sentence into from an active voice into a passive voice. Why so? Because generally what happens when we convert an active sentence into passive voice, we generally use preposition by to show the agent or to show the subject of the active sentence when we take that particular subject on the object place in the passive sentence. Now, what happens? We generally use preposition by to show that particular agent or the subject. But there are some prepositions which are different from by. We do not use by. Instead, we use to, with. For example, he's known to me. He was pleased with everyone. So there are several sentences. So there we can use another prepositions like by, with, and many other prepositions, not by but with, to, at generally. So what happened? If we are going to read these verbs, we are able to make or to use them in passive voice in the case of passive sentence. Now let us move to the next one. Blessed. Again, they were blessed with good weather on their wedding day. So blessed with. Blessed with means when we feel lucky, that if something happens with us and we feel lucky for that, so we use blessed with. The artist is blessed with a natural talent for painting. Now, because he possesses that natural talent, that he is a good painter, so it means he is blessed with that particular talent. And in the above sentence, we can see that they were blessed with good weather on their wedding day. It means when it was their wedding day, the weather was very good, the weather was fine, and it is according to their desire. So they are so lucky because they got that particular day or that particular weather on that particular special day. Now let us move to the next one. We have contented. Contented is basically satisfied, when we are satisfied with something. So someone can be greedy and someone can be satisfied. So satisfied, that is contented. Now we can use with it. Now we are contented in whatever we have. So he is not overly ambitious and is contented with a stable job and simple lifestyle. So basically we use preposition with contented. The traveler was contented with the breathtaking views from the mountain top. Now let us move to the next one. We have a word ill. So whenever we have a verb ill and we are using ill with, it means if he is ill or if he is not fine because of some reason, because of fever, because of any disease. So we can have a phrase that is ill with, which shows that he is in problem because of this reason. He had to take a few days off work because he was feeling ill with a stomach virus. Now he is not feeling ill, he's feeling ill with. Now ill with a stomach virus, it means he is in problem because of the stomach virus. Now if I say he is feeling ill, this is another sentence, he is feeling ill. If I just say this sentence, that means he is not feeling fine, or it means he's suffering from fever. Maybe he's not feeling good, he's not feeling well. So we can use that particular word over there. But if I'm saying ill with this, so we have mentioned the reason that why he's feeling ill, because of the stomach virus. The child appeared pale and weak, indicating that he was ill with a fever. It means he has fever, or he was suffering with suffering from fever. So as we use preposition from with the word suffering, similarly we use ill with preposition with. Now let us move to the next one. We have a word that is moved. She was deeply moved with gratitude when her friends threw her a surprise birthday party. So moved with means when she moved with is basically a phrasal verb, which means that she was deeply moved with. It means she got emotional. The audience was moved with compassion by the humanitarian efforts of the volunteers. So moved with means they were just pleased. Now let us move to the next one. Satisfied. Again, when we read the word contented, so it is similar to the word satisfied. We also use with the word satisfied. After finishing the challenging project, he felt satisfied with the results. The customer was not satisfied with the quality of the product and requested a refund. So whenever we use a whenever we use a verb that is satisfied, we use a preposition with it. Now let us move to the next one. Pleased. Now again, with pleased we use with always. Now whenever we make a passive sentence of any active sentence and we are using the word pleased, we will use with and not by. For example, she was pleased with the positive feedback. Now here this is an example of passive sentence. She was pleased with the positive feedback. Now here we are not using a preposition by. That is incorrect, because we are using the word pleased. It will be followed by with only. She received on her presentation. They were pleased with the outcome of the negotiations, which resulted in a fair agreement. Again, the sentence is passive. So generally we use passive sentences in these type of structures. Now let us move to the next one. Gifted. Again, like gifted with and blessed with. If we achieve, or if we have something, if we have some ability that is different from others, we can say gifted with, or we use the phrases gifted with, because we feel that we are lucky to have this in our life. For example, some people are gifted with the skill of making others feel comfortable and at ease in social situations. So we are using gifted with because we are feeling lucky, because we only possess these qualities. He was gifted with a photographic memory, which helped him excel in his studies. So this is again a great talent which is in a person, which is there in a person, that he has a photographic memory which helped him excel in his studies. Now let us move to the next one. Now endowed. So we use endowed with. The organization was endowed with a generous grant to support its charitable invitations. He was endowed with a kind and compassionate nature, always ready to help those in need. So endowed with means to possess. So he was endowed with a kind and compassionate nature. So he owned that particular thing or that quality. So whenever we possess any quality, we use the phrase that is endowed with. So these were all the sentences of uh, verbs and adjectives followed by preposition with. I hope you understood all of them. Now, all the verbs are not completed over here. Maybe there are many verbs after which we can only use preposition with and nothing else in that. Or there are some cases as well in which the meaning of the prepositions, after just adding the preposition as the suffix to those words, will change the meaning or the phrase or the you can say use of that particular phrase or prepositional phrase or phrasal verb. So all these things we have been learning in our sessions, also will do them in our later sessions. Thank you very much. Well, thanks to you.